Into the dark, I found you by the lake. We were so close, I couldn't bear the weight. 'Cause you were
Don't wait till your child's in college to start helping them prepare for college in this fashion, in the medical realm.
I was still running from all of my mistakes.
You get this little thing right here, which is a pill box. What I see working at UT in the urgent care there is that kids get off routine and they can't remember whether or not they took their medicine that day. And then they take a second one, and then they come to see me because then they're having heart palpitations or other symptoms, but that's the most common one. So start now. On Sunday nights, pull out pills. Actually, you have your kid do it. You just watch them, and they go through and they fill their medicines for the day. That's for the week, excuse me. That's true whether or not it's a prescription medicine or whether it's antihistamines. Everyone in Austin's got allergies, but want to get them in the habit of being in charge of their own medications. And especially with ADD meds, we don't want those to be out in the open. That's why I like something that's kind of covered that you can't see. And it's really important for your kids to know that even giving one of these to a friend is a really huge deal. If buying or selling one pill is a felony of this medicine.
I trust my life to the core.
Have you ever heard of pre-gaming? What does that mean to you? Does that just mean having a beer before you go out to loosen up so that you're less stressed at the party? Or does that mean what pre-gaming means to most college students now, which is they take their ADD medicine before they go out? Why is that? So basically, kids who know that they're going to go out and drink, particularly if they're not used to drinking, which is very common for freshmen, especially freshmen in the Greek system, going to a variety of parties where drinking is expected. They will take an ADD pill, then they go and they start drinking. And rarely do they drink beer now. It's pretty much vodka shots. And what happens is you take your pill that's a stimulant, then you do a shot of vodka. Guess what? You don't feel it at all. So then you have a second one. You don't feel it at all. You have a third one. You may or may not feel that. By the time you hit your fourth or your fifth, you go from not feeling anything to being really drunk really fast and then frequently passing out. So it's a crazy dangerous thing. And it's really common practice right now on all college campuses. It's really scary because it's basically promoting binge drinking without the side effects. So there is the perception that, what's the big deal? Yeah, I had 4 drinks last night. I mean, not infrequently students will tell me they had 6, 8, they had 4 shots, then they had a margarita, then they had a mixed drink later. And it's mind-boggling. And at first I thought everyone was exaggerating, but they're not. It's a stimulant,
Right.
And so it makes you not feel the sedating effects of alcohol right away. Unfortunately, it does nothing for the other effects of alcohol. You can still, if you've had too much to drink and your blood alcohol is still too high, you still can get nauseous. You still can throw up. It could suppress your drive to breathe. You can, when you get to that point that you pass out, you can, throw up and then aspirate and choke on that and die. So it's really dangerous, and pre-gaming is a whole new meaning.
I trust my life to the core.
It's not your mom and dad's STIs or STDs. What's the difference? Sexually transmitted disease versus sexually transmitted infection. Honestly, I use them interchangeably. The idea is that the current lingo is more sexually transmitted infection because disease implies that you can see something or see an end stage outcome of it, that you can see a blister or a cancer or whatever. And infection, so many sexually transmittable diseases or infections are silent. So I think the number one piece of information that parents need, and hopefully can have a discussion with their kids about it, or can perhaps use stories from a book like mine to talk about situations in a less threatening manner than saying, are you having sex to your child, or are you having oral sex? What I really think that parents and kids all need to know that seems to be a surprise to a lot of people is that oral sex, which is having somebody's mouth on somebody else's genitals. That's it. That's all you need to say when you say it, so that we're all on the same page. Nobody dies of embarrassment. You move on. Somebody's mouth on somebody else's genitals. That's oral sex. When that happens, it can transmit all the sexually transmittable infections, and that's what we see. The thing is, sexually transmittable infections don't care if you're smart or not, or rich or poor, or educated or whatever. They just get passed. And so you need to understand that if you're choosing to be sexually active, which includes oral sex, there needs to be a barrier between your mouth and the genitals, most commonly a condom, so that you're not passing disease from either direction. We see a fair amount of gonorrhea in the throat that shows up looking like strep throat, but it's actually gonorrhea. And then we also see quite a bit of genital herpes that came from someone who had just had a fever blister, a cold sore, and they may or may not have had a blister at the time that they were intimate with someone else, but regardless, you can still pass that virus on to the next person, and then they get genital herpes for the rest of their lives because we don't have a cure for it yet.